you will note that we have our second circuit on paper, and that brings us to our next component in our module. So this is our next component. I know you are wondering what this component is and what is the purpose of this component. So this component is called a potentiometer, and this is the component itself. So the name for this component is a potentiometer. The name of that component is called a potentiometer. So you're probably wondering, what is the purpose of the potentiometer? So the potentiometer is very closely related to the resistor. This one we talked of earlier. So this is our circuit number 1, and this is our circuit number 2. How are they related? Remember, we said the resistor is like holding the brakes at a specific angle, holding the brakes of the car. And by holding the brakes of the car, you are minimizing the speed and the power of the car. So you're also minimizing the current flowing through. So there is a way you can step on the brakes and try to balance the brakes in such a way that it's responding to different speeds you want. And that's what brings us to our potentiometer. Our potentiometer is a variable resistor. It's a resistor that you can vary. You can vary the speed of or the amount of current going through. You can either want small current to flow through. Remember, we said current is what goes through these connections. So with this variable resistor, this one, with this variable resistor, you can now vary the amount of current going through. It's different from this resistor in a way that with this resistor, you just vary a specific amount. For example, you want current is normally measured in amps. Current is normally measured in amps. So maybe you want 2 amps to go through your circuit. You want 2 amps to go through your circuit. You will go and pick a resistor which has a specific value that will limit that amount of amps through the circuit with a specific resistance. But with this one, you will just have one resistor, but you can vary it depending on different amps you need, depending on what you are working on. And remember, the more current that goes through this, the more power you get at the end, and the more brightness you will get at the end of the LED. So you will note that this variable resistor or the potentiometer has 3 pins. The pins on the far left and the far right, those pins can go either side. They can be interchangeable. This pin can go to the positive side, and it can also go to the negative side. So with the end pins, they are normally the pins going to the positive and the negative, and it can be the other way around. This side can be the positive, so the current will be going this way, and this side can be the negative. So that's how the potentiometer is connected. These are the far end pins, pin 1 and pin 3. So the pin at the middle is now the pin you are controlling the voltage. It's now, let's go back to the pipe analogy. It's now that pipe of yours, you're trying to control the water that is flowing through. So depending on where this one will be at, it will vary on the amount of water flowing inside the pipe. So it's just like a tap. When the tap is here, small water will be flowing in. And when we're talking of small amount of water, we're talking of small current. If small current is flowing through the tap, it means we will have a dimmer LED. An LED is just like a bulb or a dam. So we'll have a dimmer one. But the more we move it to the other side, we are opening the gap more. So by opening the gap more, our tap is releasing more water. And that, for that purpose, our tap is like the potentiometer. The potentiometer is now releasing more current. This is current still moving. It's now releasing more current through this line. So that current will go here, and the more the current we are having on this side, we will now have it more bright. So straight away we will now, after taking you through that, just a small recap. The far ends of the potentiometer, they go to the polarity sides. One will go to the voltage side, the VCC, or the 5 volt side. The other far end side, you see there are 3. The one at the far ends, this at the far end will go to the ground or GND. The one at the center is the one that is going to control the amount of current going to what we are controlling. It doesn't have to be only an LED. We can be controlling even a motor or something. If it's a motor, we might be controlling the speed. The more current we give it, the more rotations, the faster it rotates. So with this one, the more current we give it, the more we open our tap, the more brighter we get our LED. And as we told you earlier, it's always good practice to have a resistor just before or after the LED. And where the power is always coming from, the power will always be coming from the long side of your LED. The long side is normally connected to the positive, and the shorter side is normally connected to the ground or the negative side. So always note that as something very important. So the next bit, we are going to now transfer this circuit to our breadboard and see how it will work. And you remember the way I said we can vary the tap. So by varying the tap with this one, you just turn this one round and round. By turning this one, it's like you're varying the resistance just by turning it round and round. It's just like a knob. And a good thing which can explain this one is the volume button of the radios. The volume buttons of the radio is normally a resistor. So the more volume, the more current you release by turning it round, the more voltage you get, because you're giving it a lot of current, which means a lot of power. So those things you normally turn on your radios to increase the volume or something, or the brightness of anything. They're normally called photoresistors, or photoresistors, not photoresistors, sorry, potentiometers, or variable resistors. Yeah, so not photoresistors, potentiometers or variable resistors. Okay, I'll go to the next video.